be careful what I say.
Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining us. It's great to see more people here coming and having a conversation. For those who are joining online, we are live from MYOB's Partner Connect here on the Gold Coast, and I'm joined by Leanne Barry.
Barry?
And we're going to have a little conversation around the add-on space, what they are, where they fit, and such like. Let's start with Leanne. Who are you, and where do you fit into the picture?
Okay, Leanne Berry. I have a business called Love Your Numbers operating. Can't hear me? Leanne Berry, business called Love Your Numbers in Bathurst in New South Wales. I service a client base all around Australia. Most of my clients these days are on Account Right Live, and add-on solutions expand the shelf life of that program and provide solutions to problems that my clients have.
I like that the add-ons are providing solutions to products. We talk about that quite a lot. Yeah, I noticed recently that you've been injecting more in the add-on space. So I want to ask the first question. How do you find add-ons? How do you, what happens to that? How do you find the add-ons?
Okay, well, generally what happens is the client will say something like, I wish the product would do. Or I look at the client doing something that's completely manual and think there has to be a solution to save my client time, money, and resources in being able to get that done automatically, especially in this digital age. So that's the first step. And the first place that I go to is the add-on solution gallery on the MYOB website. There's a few things that I look at when I'm looking at solutions. I already know what the problem is from the client or from my awareness of the client's issues. The next thing that I always look at is whether it's got the MYOB tick of approval. That's really important to me because that gives me peace of mind that this application should be able to do what it can do and integrate with the MYOB program, whether that be the classic version, the live version, or essentials.
Nice. So really understanding what it is that customers struggle with, and then being able to use that to go in and look for solutions that start to fill those gaps. You mentioned the MIB stamp of approval. For those who don't know, we provide a certified solution or a certified stamp that we can put on top of the solutions that allows you to have that peace of mind. How important is that, knowing that we've put it through that rigour, for you to then trust your customers?
Absolutely critical. It's basically the first step. Once I know, go in, have a look at which part of the directory I need. The directory is lined up very well in solution areas, and that tick of approval is the next thing on my checklist. If it hasn't got that, it goes down the list.
So once you know that they've been through the rigour with us, so we've verified the technology and their platform, talk us through the selection process. I know you do a bit more testing and in-depth testing. What does it take for you to select an add-on?
There's a couple of things. The first thing is that I need to know that I can set this up. So how long is it going to take me? Is it something that a client would be able to do themselves, or is it going to need a lot more technical expertise than they have? And generally clients say, I just want it to work. So from my point of view, it's all about testing it to see whether it's going to meet their needs. So generally I will download the product from the add-on website, set it up with the Clearwater file, and run those scenarios through the Clearwater file. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because we're going, the client's going to be expending time and money on putting this solution into their business. That's my reputation, okay, and that's my recommendation to them that's on the line. So, if they're having problems, the first people they're going to come back to is me, not the add-on solution provider. Okay, I'm the conduit between them. So pretty much the same as the API is the conduit between the program and the solution. I'm the conduit between the problem solving and getting it working properly.
So you've heard MYB here talking today about saving customers money, making them more efficient around the time, and mitigating risk. Do you think that's something also that resonates in the add-on space, where an add-on for service might save the trading time, money, and mitigate the risk of not
Oh, absolutely, especially now when we're so much more mobile. I mean, ServiceMate is a fantastic example of that because it allows those tradespeople to do so much more in a day, and also to do it much more effectively. So rather than having to get on the phone and ring a tradie who's in a van that may not have mobile service in a regional area, they can send those jobs to them. They get on site, they've got the jobs there, they've got the ability to look up addresses. So you're making the workforce much more efficient, more mobile, and hopefully getting more productivity out of them during the day. So if a solution like ServiceMate can get in there and do that, I'm all for it.
So a question I do have is, you spend a lot of time yourself investing in the add-ons to get started. There are a lot of add-ons out there.
Yep.
What on earth do you spend time on the add-ons for your organization?
Look, I think you get to know what add-ons are good and what add-ons you really either need a lot more time in or they're going to be a headache for the client. And the last thing I want to do is provide another headache to the client. So I've got a stable of them. Always on the lookout for new ones, and things like Partner Connect and road shows where we've got trade stands where we can actually talk to developers, talk to the salespeople, find out price, find out what it does, look at a demonstration. It's fabulous. So I'll generally come away from something like this with a couple of new solutions that I'll say, yeah, they're the ones that I want to look at this year and I want to spend some time investing in those. And I already know clients. So I've got 2 clients that I'm looking for solutions for over the next 2 days.
You can be actively engaged with a preconceived idea of market niche, but also learning about, oh, I can find that for someone else.
Absolutely, absolutely. So especially around in the financial year, we've been talking about those sorts of things with clients, what we can look at to make their life easier, to give them back time rather than to create more headaches for them and things like that. And I had a client that said, I want to look at a mobile sign-in solution for my staff in a hotel. They're just not signing their timesheets. It's harder for me. And sometimes it's efficiencies for me as well, especially around that HR area. So if I don't get a timesheet where I've got to ring the client and say, Joe Bloggs didn't sign off, or what did he work, or did he take sick leave, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. So these solutions actually make me more efficient as well and make my job easier.
How important, how important are add-ons in your world, in the conversation you have with your customers? Is it deepening and enriching that conversation with your customers?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, because many of us will find that not only are we a bookkeeper and we're data entry clerks and what we've been saying about therapists and counsellors and all that sort of thing, we're actually a trusted advisor. So I've got clients that won't make a move, won't spend money without running it past me first. So as a trusted advisor, they rely on you for that information. And if you say jump, they'll say, in which direction would you like me to jump? So they trust you. So it's, you build those relationships. You're always classed as a trusted advisor, and they come to you and they recognize that you can start to provide those solutions.
Any of the add-ons, if you use any of the add-ons that bubble up to a dashboard view where, I know it's a common area, where you can see all of the customers who are using it and analyze it together and then start giving us this way.
Yeah, I don't get involved in that a lot, but I do show the client how to do that themselves because I think it's really important for the clients to understand their financials. And I believe that's somewhere where ServiceMate, again, is a great example. They've got the dashboard there that shows you so much information. Calxa is another one of my favourite. Yeah. So Calxa is one of my favourites, Mick. He's not listening. They need to understand, and those sort of things are tools for their learning and their professional development as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. And also, the more that they understand, the more that they can question, and they can start to look at what problems do we need solving now. So it's identifying those areas that may be performing poorly or may need a little bit of work to bring it up to standard, benchmarks, that sort of thing.
How important is support from the add-ons to you and to your customers?
Absolutely critical. Absolutely critical. I need to know that if my client has a problem, the first person they're going to come to is me. They're not going to go to the add-on solution provider first because it's been my recommendation, my implementation. So I need to know that if I've got a question that I can't answer, that I can get that support and it's got to be within 24 hours. I really like it to be almost instantaneous, because generally you'll find that the problem that they're having is stopping them from moving forward with the work that they're doing. So you need to have that support. Support is absolutely critical. Yeah, price is about the fourth or fifth item on my checklist. So, because what you'll often find is the benefits of implementing the add-on solution far outweigh the costs of having a staff member doing it manually, having spreadsheets that are so complex, and you have a staff member leave, and things fall by the wayside, and people do things in different ways. So that is really important. Cost doesn't come into it as a factor. It's about solving the problem. Absolutely. What are the benefits? Yeah, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. If I can provide those efficiencies, sometimes the client doesn't even know that is assisting me. I'm still charging them the same amount for what I'm doing for them, but it's making my job quicker. So I can provide more value to them. Their reporting is much more timely with all of those sorts of things. I can break data down for them using something like Calxa. I can do a lot more for them with those solutions than I could just with AccountWrite. Yeah, and also in the long run, it's probably saving them quite a considerable amount of money, because it could be that if I can't find an add-on solution, perhaps it's something that I need a bespoke solution for. And those sorts of solutions where you're getting a developer designing one solution can cost an enormous amount of money. Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. Don't ask me for a favourite. Great. Terrific. Thanks, Karen.